And welcome back to Let's Play Blightfall. Alright, so been doing a little bit of work with Thaumcraft here. And, well, we've got some research points from last time. We were starting to try to figure out these aspects that we didn't know and just kind of build up a bank of research points. We're still pretty early in the Thaumcraft experience, and so it's not uncommon at this stage to have some aspects that you either don't know or don't have a lot of research points in. And you can keep scanning things, and frankly, you can look it up on the wiki if you really want to know more information about it. But the long and short of it is, you might have to sit here and combine some things to try to discover new aspects. So, skipping ahead here a little bit, if we analyze these animals, we get a few. We get this Bestia, which is the wolf one there. That's combination. I think it's Modus plus Terra, or Victus plus Modus, I think. And then there was that face a second ago, and I think that is that greed or no? Lucrum is greed. It's something else. I can't remember. Hunger maybe. No, that's Fames. I can't remember what that one is, but either way, you can discover those pretty easily. And then I also discovered Aurum. I think the end of the last video. I think it's Precantatio mixed with. Oh, was it air or vacuous? I can't remember, but either way. Now, here we're going to do a little bit of mixing. We just did one. Here we're doing life plus death equals spiritus. Spiritus is a very important aspect. And then we take spiritus, which I'm going to grab here, and we add fire, and we get cognito. Cognito is brain or thought. So add soul plus fire. Sort of like the Holy Spirit, if you will. And then we add cognito plus bestia, we get humanus. Humanus plus ordo gives us instrumentum. And skipping ahead a little bit here, humanus plus instrumentum gives us fabrico. Humanus plus terra gives us something. I can't remember what that one was, or I think it was mining. Which spiritus plus air gives us sensus, which is what we're missing on this one. Now this is the research that we were missing last time when we were trying to make an ethereal blim. This is for the ethereal blim now. You know what? No, it's not. It's for something else. I think we actually did the ethereal blim research off camera, now that I think about it. But either way, you definitely want to research ethereal blim as quickly as you can. It's the same process for all these, so I'm just going to give you an example here of how to solve these. Again, thinking of Precantatio, Precantatio up at the top there is air mixed with potentia. Potentia is nothing more than fire plus ordo, or ignis plus ordo. So you can think of Precantatio as being related to ignis, ordo, and air, with potentia representing ordo and ignis. And so we just go to ordo here, and then sensus is... well, actually, if we do ordo plus air, we get motus. Motus has ordo. It also has air in it. It's a great way to connect ordo to something with air. And I'm using permutatio to get our ordo into, what's it called? Perditio. Although I actually know, why would I be doing that? What I should do is I should use... Okay, that's stupid. Okay, hold on. I kind of wasted those, so that's the thing. If you can't figure it out, you do lose those research points. But now I put an Aurum here next to Precantatio because they're related, and now I put air to connect the two Aurums, and now I have air in the middle. Now we just need something that has air in all of it, and we can do Lux, and boom, it's that simple. Okay, so now we've got our research for goggles of revealing. Now that's what I was researching there. So how do we make these goggles of revealing? Well, we grab some gold, we grab some glass, and a couple shards, and we make two thermometers, because we're going to need two thermometers to make the goggles. One for each eye, if you want to think of it that way. Real quick, I'm going to turn in this quest. I do have one of each of the shards that I could turn in, but let me go to the this crucible one. Now, the crucible is something that we're going to be doing this episode. We briefly looked at it last episode, but we didn't actually make anything because we hadn't done the research yet. Now that we've done the research, we can go ahead and make stuff. But one of the quests was to give them a crucible so they can kind of help you with the quest book to make stuff too. So I gave them our crucible there. I'm going to jump back to that in a minute, but let's go back to our goggles reveal. And I realize it's a little disjointed, but just bear with me. So goggles, put our thermometers there, leather straps on the top, gold to connect them up, and we need V's, all aspects a little bit. So we're just going to use our basic wand here, which has plenty in it, and create the goggles. Okay. Now the nice thing about the goggles, you can wear them like armor here. They don't provide armor protection as such, but they do make it so you can automatically see the things that you would normally have to use the thermometer to see, like this node in the tree. So if I put that on, I can see the node. If I take them off, you can't see the node. Likewise, if I have my thermometer out, you can see the node here. But if I took my goggles off, if I remove the thermometer, you cannot see the node. And so basically they're kind of great, and you can see things in chests. You can see item essentia and aspects in items just by by hovering over and pushing shift. So if you research something and it's in a chest, you can push shift and hover over it, and it gives you a tooltip about what essentia or aspects are contained in that item. So now our crucible is going to be used to make things, basically take items, break them down into the aspects that are contained. There's one, what is that? Sloth and Panis and Fabrico, I think. But anyway, the crucible breaks things down into their base essentia, which are the elements that comprise an item. So we're going to put another crucible in. We need a heat source, so lava or fire. And the other one is Nitor. We will be finding Nitor a little bit later this episode, but then you get your cauldron, put it right where you want it, grab a wand, right click the wand on the cauldron, create the crucible, and then you need to fill it with water too. So you can go ahead and grab a bucket of water like so and fill up your cauldron or your crucible. I think you have to fill it after you create it into the crucible. Okay, now, I don't know why that caught me on fire, but now we have a fully functional crucible. Okay, so with that, we can start putting stuff in it. So I'm going to show you how to make an ethereal bloom. We did the research, I think, off camera between the last episode and this episode. I meant to show it, but I think I might have accidentally deleted it or not included it in the video, so I apologize. But these are the things we need. We need herba, which comes from those leaves, sauna, which comes from the milk, precantatio, which comes from these greatwood logs, vitium, which comes from the 4 tainted crusts. We need 16 herba, 16 sauna, 16 precantatio, 8 vitium, and a shimmer leaf as the object that will inherit these broken down essentia to become something greater. So what we're going to do is throw these into this pot, throw the thing we want to improve in there right afterwards, and it's going to come out as an ethereal bloom, theoretically. Did we get that? I think we got that. I think so. Now, the problem is that in order to do what I did just now, I had to... You know what? I don't think we got that. I think I have to research it still. We'll get around to that. I'm sorry. I think I got confused. We need to research it off camera. We had not done that yet by the time I did that. So, but that would be the process of how you create it without more advanced setup. And so because it didn't turn into anything, it wasn't able to absorb the essentia. And also, the way I do it here, I don't have a more precise way of getting the essentia yet. So there's going to be like leftovers because, like, for example, the silverwood had a lot of arbor aspect in it. So even if when I would have created the ethereal bloom, it would have eaten up the precantatio, which would have been, since I had 20, there would have been 20 precantatio. It would have eaten up 16 of those. And then there'd only be 4 left, and that would have to drain off. But since the silverwood logs also contain arbor and something else, I can't remember, I think ordo, they have to, that all has to dissipate from the crucible. And that creates that pink fluid we just saw called flux, and the gas, which is also called flux gas. I release the gas to the atmosphere. That's the best way to deal with that. As far as the fluid goes, I just use torches. Once it gets into a thin enough layer, you can just place a torch on it and it'll go away. Okay, so today's episode, I wanted to show you a little bit more on Thaumcraft, which I just did, and I will have to do some research on that ethereal bloom to actually create one, and we'll get to that next episode. But I don't want to spend the whole time doing that. Actually, the scouting missions are probably more important at this point. So what we're going to do is prepare to go on a little journey, and we're going to head west. We're going to take our little path that we created and made last time, or 2 times ago, I mean, when we went down to the redwood tree and all that. So here we go. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit here, I think. Okay, so we're down in the tunnel here, and I got my thermometer out because I thought, well, maybe I'll come across something that I haven't scanned yet that I could get some research points on. You know, you always, especially in the early game, you always want to be scanning for research points, especially things you haven't scanned before, just to keep building up your store of research points. So tried that ore that had those shards in it, but it didn't work. Try some of this different stone. You know, the stone mostly has Terra, which makes sense. You know, the granite has Terra. The chalk here has Terra. I already scanned the fibrous taint, so we got Vitium Invictus out of that. But you can keep scanning all you want, and it's not a bad thing. But mostly we're just going through the tunnel because it's the fastest. And yawn, sorry. The fastest and quickest way to get to new places. We haven't bit Mithril, by the way. I'm going to have to mine that later. Fastest and quickest way to get to where we want to go without having the teleport system unlocked yet. Okay, so we're going to keep walking now. We're going to go down under this giant mountain chain, and eventually we're going to get to our stairs here. Now, I just mined this out because we're on like a low level. I think it's level 11. There's some good ores and stuff in here, and so I just mined it out to show you that you can kind of do some ore mining. And maybe I'd find some different types of ores that aren't around where I started. You know, it's kind of a different biome. But I didn't really find too much. So I'm going to jump up these stairs and head to the surface, skip ahead a little bit here. And, okay, so now our goal is to get over to the plains. We had previously visited the Redwood City and the swamp. Now we're going to go to the plains. So it's a little bit north and mostly west. Use our crossbow to take out some of these enemies, of course. Up there is pretty cool. It's definitely a silverwood tree up there with a waterfall. Appears to form this river from a mountain spring up there, which is really cool. And I imagine this would be very pretty if it was not tainted. Okay, so we're going to make our way to the plains location here. Obviously, you got to be careful about walking on the taint. Eventually, it will kill you if you're not careful. Also, just a point that I've heard both sides. Definitely, in my experience, it's true. If you don't have good footwear, you will be more damaged by the taint. I don't know what mechanic is at play there. I don't know if that's part of normal Thaumcraft or not. Definitely part of this mod pack. If you have lousy footwear or no footwear, I think if you have no footwear, really, you're going to take a lot more damage. If you have footwear, at least you'll have a chance of maybe not getting tainted when you normally would. So always have good footwear is the moral of the story. Now, these shimmer leaves, they grow up around silverwood trees, and normally when in Thaumcraft, normally in Thaumcraft when a silverwood tree actually grows raw in the wild, it produces a few of these. But since we're in a modded world, that is not the case here. They will always be found in areas where the taint has not infected the trees, and in fact, some of the very few spots that are not tainted are where silverwood trees are. So that's where you're going to find your shimmer leaves. By the way, on top of these marble pillars, we're seeing these bright glowing lights. Those are Nitor. I mentioned that earlier. Nitor is a great light source and a great heat source. It's used for crucibles and stuff, and for lighting, and you need it to build other stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and claim this quest of traveling to the plains here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make a waypoint, which I forgot to do beforehand, but we'll just call it plains, and we'll put the chords in. The chords Actually, I'm just using the ones where I'm at. It's close enough, even though it's not necessarily exactly what the book said. So I put that in. I put places like destinations from the scouting quest line in blue that I have been to. I'm going to start using red for places that I haven't been to. But we have completed this, so the next one that opens up, it gives us the option of going to, like, I think the savannah and the jungle and all that. So it also wants us to visit Team Alpha, which is up north in that circular area. So I'm going to go ahead and put Team Alpha here on the map, just so I have that waypoint marked so that it's easy to find when I get around. I'm going to use, I'm going to call it Alpha Dome. I guess I'll change that to, well, there we go. So, okay, the Alpha Dome is just right up here. I guess I'm going to keep them all the same color for now, but I really do want to check out these patches of bright green down here. I also want to check out what's on the mountain there and some other stuff, but I do want to go to Alpha Dome as well. But let me just check out this patch of green down here real quick before I go up to Alpha Dome. Another thing I want to check out that I saw on the map is this little hut over here, this little wooden hut right here. Okay, that looks like a witch's hut. Witches' huts in vanilla are basically areas, little huts like this. They have a couple of goodies, but not really. They're mostly used because witches spawn there frequently, and witches can be great for like a farm. You can get glowstone and redstone and bottles and a couple other things. I can't remember. Even in vanilla Minecraft, that's extremely useful. By the way, there's a great wood tree up in the distance that I definitely want to be concerned about. If I want to have a chance of saving it, for example, I definitely want to do that if I can. But I'm going to grab a few of these flowers. I don't think I have any of these yellow flowers yet. It'll be great for dye. And let's go ahead and check out this witch's hut. Now, I've got 3 of the 4 ethereal blooms from around the plains area here. I forgot to check this teleporter. Okay, there we go. So now I can teleport back to the plains. Okay. Plains, by the way, are a great spot to set up a mine, and you can get promethium and other stuff down there, and I think platinum and adamantine and stuff. But anyway, I'm going to grab a few of these red dye plants, and then we're going to just swing over here and check out this witch's hut. Now, my thinking was if it's a real witch's hut, I might be able to use it later for a farm, so I kind of want to save it from the taint. So I'm thinking maybe I'll throw an ethereal bloom up here. I mean, some of it wouldn't taintify, but all those logs that hold it up will. So I think I might want to save this. It's also just kind of convenient to have little safe places like this to hang out. Definitely want to grab all these books off the bookshelf here too. The books we will see are going to be a very useful thing in figuring out what happened to this planet that caused it to get tainted. So I'm going to take all the books. Going to leave the bookshelf. I can easily make another one if I need to. I'm going to go ahead and leave the cauldron as well. It would be kind of useful. Save me 7 iron ingots, but oh well. Just let that ethereal bloom take its effect now and see how that goes. I think I might want to recover some health before I go to the next place. I hope this bloom takes effect quickly. I think it usually does. Actually, one thing I wanted to mention is that if you kind of like go out into the middle of nowhere where there's no untainted land near you, like this, and you place an ethereal bloom down, it's actually pretty neat and very beautiful how organically it just takes over, and pretty quickly too. Like you can already see those vines turning green. They used to be dull and purplish, turning green now. I mean, the grass is turning green. You can see the wood is starting to clear up. The taint is starting to, be held back a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and, consume some food here. Now let's go ahead and check out that bright green area just to the south of here. All right, so it's down this way. There's a bunch of enemies lurking around, so I've got to be careful about that. Oh, I don't remember if I got a jungle tree. Oh, there's a node. See that white thing? So I really should scan that. Oh, I'm being attacked by a chicken. Okay, he needs to die. Okay, now I've got 2 hearts. I really need to go back to the hut and not die. Okay, back at the hut. Great. Recovering. This time I'm going to have my thermometer ready to go, and I'll just scan that node on my way. So you definitely want to scan nodes when you can. Again, this gives you research points. Also, nodes are great for giving you your UV for your wand, which will be used to create things later. This time I don't have a chicken on my tail, so let's just go ahead and scan it real quick. Okay, I got Mito there, plus Aqua and Terra. Mito is Harvest, I believe. Okay, we're getting close. Now again, I was just about to say that I want a jungle sapling if I don't already have one. I don't recall whether I do or not. I'm going to skip ahead some of this swimming. But the water is a great way to avoid conflict and to avoid the taint for a minute and to get places without having to worry about those things. You know, the taint is annoying, and if I was really careful, I could probably avoid dying at all. I'm going to die. I think I have died. I'm going to keep dying just because I'm not very careful, because I'm reckless. But the truth is that it's not that hard to avoid dying from the taint. You just have to take it slow and not expose yourself too much to it and be prepared to deal with enemies like I am with my crossbow. Alright, so skipping ahead, I think I'm just going to take a landfall near that green area up there. Okay, so here we are making landfall near this green area. Taking out some enemies as we go so I can have a nice safe landing here. But there's definitely something at work that is keeping this little patch of land protected. I'm not really sure why. I don't see anything important here. Like, there's mushrooms, I guess, but you can find those in a lot of places, and I don't really think they're that important. I guess I'll investigate a little bit. I didn't see anything. You know, there might be a node or something around, but whatever. There's a jungle sapling. So I think maybe the node's underground. So I'm thinking maybe I'll go down here. Check it out. Like maybe there's a secret room or something, you know, like a hidden Thaumcraft base or something. Who knows? But either way, I definitely got to stay in the untainted area if I want to find out what's going on here. So let's dig a little bit. Skipping ahead, I've made it down to this new type of rock, siltstone. I'll go ahead and turn that into our geologist. And found this, which is quartzite. I've already got quartzite, okay. But I did find this. Okay, this is saltpeter. Now, saltpeter can be used in, I think, fertilizer maybe, or I can't remember exactly, but we'll look that up later. Found this giant chasm, which is mostly untainted. Got some gold here, which is always good. You definitely want to be grabbing gold, especially early in the game, because it's crucial for Thaumcraft. But no sign of a node or a secret room. Made it all the way down to the bedrock, guys, and I haven't found anything. So I came back up with my ladders. I always bring wood when I dig deep straight down like that. Let's go ahead and head up. There's probably a node somewhere. I just didn't see it. You know, maybe it's up above under a tree somewhere. I don't know. There's probably a node somewhere. But let's move on. So we're moving just a little bit south of here, or east rather. And somebody's attacking me. Okay. Okay, we got a guy. Ooh, he looks to be wearing a pretty imposing leather helmet of some sort. Maybe he's a woodsman that got tainted or something. Looks tainted. Does it say who he is? Tainted? No. Okay. I don't know. I think it's a tainted woodsman of some sort. And he's just attacking me. You know. Oh, we got tentacles. Don't want to have that's a 2 versus 1 battle that I don't want to take on right now. Okay. Get out of the tentacle range. Go back to where we know the tentacles can get us. Look at the map. Looking at the map, I see the tentacles up there, maybe on the other side of that little molehill. There it is, up top. Okay. Maybe if I come over here, I can take that out. Then I can take the guy out. This crossbow is amazing, by the way. If you get used to using the crossbow, you'll feel naked without it. Boy, these trees are turning quickly, aren't they? I did clear out the little untainted area pretty nicely, though. Looking for that node. Well. Okay, he's after me. There he is. Okay. He's a tough guy too. And I've got to be more diligent with my crossbow shots. Okay, there we go. We killed him. Let's take a look and see if he had any good loot. Well, it looks like a bow shaft, a couple of taint tendrils. Pretty full inventory here, so I might have to clear some stuff out. And some bacon jerky. Okay, well, going back to the witch's hut with all this stuff, I think I want to try to close out the episode now. So let's head up to Alpha Dome real quick. Get that teleporter, get that scouting location unlocked. Alpha Dome is where most people, frankly, start Blightfall. And when I first played it, that's where I kind of played around, but I didn't finish anything. It's easy. It's full of grasslands, and it's got good resources under it. And some people say the Savannah is easier, Beta Dome, but I think Alpha Dome's the easiest. It's probably, it's so close to the swamp. It's got most of the initial resources you need. Once you start getting ethereal blooms, it's very easy to have animals spawn. So I think Alpha Dome is probably the easiest, but I wanted to do something a little bit less easy, so that's why I went with Delta. But I want to save this great wood tree for a couple of reasons. One, just it's beautiful. It's a good source of wood. Don't want there to be tainted crust all around. Maybe there are mana beans or something that I want to save. I don't know. So I throw the ethereal bloom next to it. That should save it, especially if I destroy these crusted taints. That should help out a lot with the saving it too. We definitely want to avoid letting tainted blocks spread, and even with the ethereal bloom there, they should go away, but they could turn into flux and destroy the ethereal bloom, so I wanted to get rid of them, replace them with these ugly wooden planks, but it does seem to be a reminder of what the taint can and can't do, and since the taint didn't kill anybody, it did wound it. Okay, ooh, this is a Peck. Peck are a race in Thaumcraft that was added, mostly known for trading mana beans and other things, and I could really use that. Mana beans are going to be great for getting Essentia later, and I hope that they will trade with me in this mod pack. But I need a way to save him. The only way I can think of to save him is get a name tag, but I don't think I have any name tags. I think there's a way I could craft one, but I did unlock the teleport for Alpha Dome and probably got the location as well. But I do want to kind of save these Pecks real quick, so let's go ahead and see what I can do on that front. Take out these enemies real quick. Maybe I can talk to them. I think you have to befriend them somehow. I'd have to read up on that. But I don't think you can just go up and start trading with them out of the blue. Okay, and they killed the one guy. So I've only got this guy left. I better protect him. And we've got a Sinister Node with a furious zombie spawner. That's great. Or no, it's just the Sinister Node doing that. Sinister Nodes spawn furious zombies, which grow in size and are tough, but they drop a lot more rotten flesh, which is extremely useful in this. Take my word for it. Plus, they get more dangerous the bigger they get. By the way, their hitbox doesn't really expand, so you still have to hit them lower on the body. Okay, well, I'm having fun killing all this guy's enemies for him. He's got a pretty resilient stock of health here, by the way. He has a lot of hearts. I definitely want to get him. Okay, and I think I accidentally hit him with the sword. Or no, he's tainted. I didn't hit him. I'm trying to trade. It's not working, but he's losing health due to the taint. I kind of want to lure him into a safe place like Alpha Dome there. I just don't know how to do that. Maybe if I got him mad, he'd get unmad at me eventually. Okay, that made him mad. Look at those. He is mad at me, very mad. And I don't blame him. I shot him in the back with a crossbow. So maybe he'll... I mean, I think I can definitely get him in here now, but getting him to calm down and then to stay, that's another question. He's definitely chasing me. And let me see if I can lock him in the dome. Maybe he'll calm down eventually. He's got these lightning bolts. He's very angry. I don't blame him. Maybe I could trap him in a pit or something. Well, run around a little bit, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do this, actually. I think I would need a name tag, frankly, and I might explore the option of getting Pex in Blightfall later. But for now, I'm going to move on. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead. Okay, grabbing the teleporter here, I'm going to just get out of here. Maybe he'll calm down while I'm away, and I can come back and trade with him later. But let's go to the swamp real quick, or... Actually, I'm just going to go home. I'm just going to go back to the Mesa. So let's go back to Mesa. Back to the tiny ship, I guess, works. And, well, I'm going to call it an episode, guys. We'll pick it up here next time on Let's Play Blightfall. Thank you for watching. I look forward to resuming with our Thaumcraft and whatnot. I'll see you next time on Let's Play Blightfall.